Hello! My name's Hannah, and you've made it to a channel where we talk about a lot of books, and I hope you stay. We're reading romance books this week, and I've decided to do this because I have 3 books on my June TBR that I need to read that are romance books, and I'm actually excited for all of them. So I thought, I want to vlog these. I want to record my thoughts on everything that I think and feel about these books. I'm going to show you them so you have an idea of what to expect. The first one that I have, I've actually just started reading it. I have read literally the prologue and I'm already like grinning ear to ear reading it. I'm also going to be listening to the audiobook because I have it on my Libby app. Shall I tell you what it is? It is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. We also have another Emily Henry book in this stack. We have Funny Story, and I have seen so many unbelievable reviews on this book that I'm really excited to get to it, but because I have Book Lovers on audio, I'm going to read that one first, and then I get to experience this. So there we have book number 1 and 2, a little bit of Emily Henry for us. Also on the agenda for the week, we have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and this isn't on my June TBR, but you and I both understand that I have to read it this month. There is literally no explanation needed. And I've also seen some unbelievable reviews of this, and I believe it's a second chance romance. And I think I'm discovering that I love second chance romance. So I'm really, really excited to get to this one. And my 4th book, if I get there, to be honest, I haven't picked a reading order. I don't know what I'm going to read, but this will be read this month and it will be read in a vlog. And it is Our Infinite Fate by Laura Stephen. When I tell you I have said that title and this author's name at least 6 times, saying, I'm going to read this and still haven't read it, this is the week. I'm going to read it. This is on the weekly TBR. That is the final book that I'm hoping to get to this week. If we read 4, great. If we read 3, no problem. As I said, we're starting with Book Lovers, and I've just started reading it, and the vibes that it's giving me currently are like Cameron Diaz in The Holiday, where she can't cry.
Esophageal spasm. God, it's a big one. No, it's okay. I'll be all right.
That's what this is giving so far. I'm going to read this quote to you that's literally in the front of the book. Laura Jane Williams has described that this is the most phenomenal portrayal of enemies to lovers that she has ever read, and I'm all about that. So we're going to read it, and I'll check in with you along the way so that you know how we're getting on. And yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. Hello. What did I do? Okay, so we started Book Lovers yesterday. Yesterday I managed to read, I think it was like maybe like just under 200 pages. In terms of where I'm at, I think I'm like 75% of the way through. So this is my first update on the book. A lot has been going on. If you're not aware of what the book is about, we have a little bit of like grumpy and grumpy. So 2 people that meet, and I guess you could say they're sort of enemies / rivals. Essentially, they just don't get on. And our main character, Nora, is a little bit of an ice queen. That's sort of like how she's referred to. And she has a big heart for her sister, and she loves her job but doesn't like literally anything else on the planet. Like, that's her vibe. Then we have Charlie, who he's kind of mysterious, but just comes across as like a little bit rude and arrogant at first, but that quickly sort of unfolds as that's just not the case. And I guess we just sort of like follow their relationship. They happen upon each other in this small town that a book is based on. I don't want to give any spoilers, so this is difficult. But one thing you should know about the 2 of them is that they both work in publishing books / editing. Their worlds collide more often than not. That is pretty much all I can say about the book in terms of what it's about without spoiling it. And I am really enjoying it. It's giving, at the minute, it's giving like 4.25 stars. I really am enjoying the writing, and there's so much great banter. This is my 2nd Emily Henry book that I've read, and I can see the hype. I'm really excited to get to Funny Story after reading this, actually. But that is my update. I'm gonna go and eat my tea. My dad's treated me to fish and chips, so that's fun. I'm gonna finish this book in this wonderful weather. It's stunning! I have just this second finished Book Lovers. I've shed a couple of tears, I'm not gonna lie. I've just finished. Also, this book has insane flop. I shed a few tears. I've just dog-eared a page, and I never do that. That's how much I loved the quote. Oh, it's brutal. Let me read it to you. I slip my hands around his neck and climb into his lap, kissing his temples, his jaw, his mouth. Love, I think. A tremor in my hands as they move into his hair as he kisses me. The last page ache. The deep breath in after you've set the book aside. Does everyone know that feeling? Like, this is literally how that book made me feel. I really enjoyed this. I think I love Charlie. I love Nora and I love Charlie. They're both just like cold people with warm hearts. They're not even cold people as well, but I kind of get they could be viewed as having this really sort of like sharp edge. But both of them have just so much love to give and so much commitment, and I just absolutely loved it. I'm not sure on a rating right now. I think it is a 4.25. It's a little bit more than a 4. So that's where I'm at. That's where we're settling. I have, what do I have? I have 3 books that we can choose from. 7 Days in June, Funny Story, and Our Infinite Fates. And I think I want to read Our Infinite Fates. I just need to get to that book. So I think that's what we're going to pick up next. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Before we talk about Our Infinite Fates, I just want to quickly scream, shout, and cry about the fact that I finally got my physical copies of the Book of Asriel. So I have this one, not a good flop. Obviously, I have book number 1, which, love, this was a 4.5-star read for me. We have The Throne of Broken Gods, and do you know what's really frustrating? I don't love these covers, but I love the books, so here we are. This is a 5-star, 6-star read for me. I loved this book. And then we have book number 3, Dawn of the Cursed Queen. This is my favourite cover. I'm really excited to get to this one, and it's a little bit shorter than book 2, and I just know I'm gonna love it. Let's talk about Our Infinite Fate. This is what we're going to be reading next. By the way, those end pages are stunning. This whole book is stunning. The ribbon binding their wrists together was red as a wound. Should that not be was as red as a wound? I don't know. I'm not an English teacher. Okay, anyway, this says Evelyn has lived countless lives, and in every single one, she's been killed before her 18th birthday. But in her present life, her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. To save her sister and make it past her 18th birthday, she'll have to 1. Find the centuries old enemy who hunts her through each life, 2. Figure out why she's being hunted so that she can break the curse once and for all. Most importantly, she's going to have to try not to fall in love with them again. That just sounds exciting, doesn't it? We're going to read this. Anyway, let's stop yapping. Let's just read it. How is it that I've literally only read the prologue, and I don't understand. What? 4 pages in and I'm like, what the hell? Okay, let's keep reading. We are currently reading Our Infinite Fates by Miss Laura Stephen, and I think I'm about 100 pages in now. I'm having a good time. There is just this constant sort of like, ugh, when's it going to happen? Because obviously you know that she's going to keep dying, so it's a little bit brutal. It is exactly what the blurb says. We have a female character who dies every sort of like lifetime that she lives just before her 18th birthday. She never turns 18. We have had a little bit of a reveal that she has turned 18 twice before, but that's not dwelled on. We don't get any more information. In the current and main lifetime that we're reading about, our main character, I believe her like true name is Evelyn, and in this lifetime she has a sister who has leukemia, and she is set on being able to give her a stem cell transplant and saving her life before she dies. She's quite accepting of the death, but she just wants to be able to save her sister. It's just cute, and there's a lot of sort of like humor around her sister in this book, and sort of like dealing with the absolute tragedy that is cancer. And it's really sweet to read, actually. And yes, I'm having fun. I have actually got the audiobook for the book, and it's very British. And sometimes I just can't decide where I sit on that. Do I prefer an American narrator or a British one? I'm not sure. But that's going to make reading a little bit easier tomorrow when I am deathly hungover. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend, and we will chat tomorrow, and hopefully I'm alive. Okay, bye. I'm hungover. I'm wearing my cap inside. You might hear my partner on his PlayStation. That's all. It's time we talk a little bit about the book I'm reading. I think it's currently Sunday evening, by the way, and surprisingly to absolutely everyone that knows I exist, I'm not hungover. I look it, but I don't feel it. We're reading Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, and I'm this far in. I'm 150 pages in, and I've got about 200 maybe pages to go. I'm not sure how many pages are in this book. I'm having a good time, but I'm not like loving it. Like, I'm not getting any 5-star feels or anything like that. But in terms of the romance, like, it feels like quite a heavy romance, like quite a like it obviously has some sort of like sad backstory. Like, these two characters that keep falling in love, they have deep rooted love for each other. They know that they have to die. They both die, they're tied, their souls are intertwined. And yeah, it's a little bit of a sad one. It's still a good time in the sense that like it's making me feel things, but like I'm not like obsessed loving it, if that makes sense. That's where we're at. And I've just watched Emmy's wrap up video for May, and I think she rated it 3.75, and I'm kind of getting that. I think it could give me 4-star feels. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I have finished Our Infinite Fates. I think it's upstairs, so I'm not going to get it. Hi Nala, come here, baby girl. Can you see her? Oh, she's the biggest girl. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, you just want loving, don't you? Yes, you do. As I was saying, tell them. I finished Our Infinite Fates. I literally finished it on the drive home today, so about an hour and a half ago. And I'm gonna put my review here. These are my thoughts. It's a bit of an odd one because I wanted to love it, but my favourite thing about the book is the premise. Like, it could have been so much better. I'm extremely aware that because I listened to it on audio, and this isn't a spoiler, but within the book, you follow lots and lots and lots of different people. And the audiobook is narrated by one person. So I feel like it kind of almost made it a little bit two-dimensional for me. Because perhaps had I been reading it, I would have been able to imagine different voices and different characters, but I couldn't do that because I was hearing the same person tell me every single story. So yeah, I ended on a 3.25, but I truly think even if I had read it, I still think that it would have been like a 4-star at the most, which to be honest is quite disappointing because I was really looking forward to reading it. But yeah, just it didn't hit. But that brings us to our next read. And to be honest, I'm still toying with what that's going to be. So, because of the lack of emotional depth in that book, I think I'm ready to be hit hard. I hope I don't regret that. We did speak in my opening clip about 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and I definitely still do want to read this. That's definitely an option. However, I've also brought this with me. I have The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and this is extremely, excuse me, what is on my book? This is extremely highly rated. It is, I think it's like a 4.48 or something. It might even be higher. That's on Goodreads. And I think that will hit. But it's June. It's June. I'm going to read 7 Days in June. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be starting this tonight. And this one might take me a little bit longer to read because I've decided that I want to just physically read it. I'm not going to be doing any audio for this one. If you're wondering what this is about, let me just read it to you. It says, 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. When Eva Mercy, a single mother and best-selling erotica writer, and I cannot say this word, enigmatic, anyway, award-winning novelist Shane Hall meet at a literary event in New York, sparks fly. What no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent 1 week together madly in love. While they may pretend to be strangers, they can't deny their chemistry. Over the next 7 days, amidst a steamy Brooklyn summer, Eva and Shane reconnect. But Eva is wary of the man who broke her heart and wants Shane out of the city so her life can return to normal. Before he disappears, though, she needs a few questions answered. We're going to start reading this. Let's just go do that.
Page one. Page one, and that's too much.
I have approximately 2 minutes to give you this update, but it's an important one. We're 100 pages in to 7 Days in June, and I am already obsessed. I completely understand the hype. I can't even tell you how much I'm loving the writing. It's so witty and funny and real. Like, these characters are they're definitely real life people. I refuse to believe that that's not the case. They're flawed and have been toxic and they have problems and they're just, oh yeah, I'm obsessed. I feel like I'm gonna absolutely fall in love with Shane, our MMC, and I'm loving it. Absolutely obsessed so far. And I just want to do nothing but read it. And I know that I said I was planning to only read this physically, but no, I need to keep on reading as much as I can. So the audiobook has been downloaded. And that's what's going on. I'm going to read as much as I physically can, as fast as I possibly can, because it is great. It is beautiful. It is stunning so far. And I'm getting 6-star feels. I know it's early, but it's giving. The week is over. We spent 7 days. 7? Yeah, it was 7 or 8 days. And we read Romance. And let's talk about them. Let's review. We started off the week with Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I had some expectations going into this purely because I have seen that some people really enjoy it. This, Happy Place, and Funny Story appear to be the top 3. So I did have some expectations, and I would say that it delivered. It wasn't necessarily like a 5-star read for me, and I'm not 100% sure what it was missing. Probably just a little bit more emotional depth, which is crazy because the sister storyline in this was it was touching. As someone with two sisters, I could relate, and I loved that part of the book. I also really enjoyed the romance, but maybe I just kind of wish we'd explored that a little bit more. But I did really enjoy it. I think I've ended on a 4-star. Yeah, that's what we're doing for this. Super, super fun. I actually read this in like 48 hours. How many pages is this? 373. So good going by me, don't you think? We then moved on to Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, and this has been on my TBR. Like, I keep choosing it to be on my TBR since I think April. So it was a long time coming, and I'm glad that I finally got to it and finished it. However, I was disappointed. I actually I saw Beth, and I know I keep speaking about Beth, but I saw Beth Morvant say that she needs to stop judging like TikTokers and online reviews of certain books, because she was also extremely disappointed by this. This is like so YA that it's more suitable for a 13-year-old than it is for me at 26. And maybe I'm not the target audience, but some of the people that I've seen read this and enjoy it kind of made me think that I would. And I had this down as my emotional roller coaster for the month, and to be absolutely truthful, I didn't really feel a lot when I was reading it. And the lack of depth for me, I think, comes from the fact that I actually listened to a lot of it on audio, and without spoiling anything, we get a lot of different perspectives in this book, but every single perspective was read by the narrator. It was all the same person, so I just didn't feel any sort of like shift in personality or character when I was listening to it, and I think that might be why it sort of fell short for me. And I think it's just a 3-star, just like a solid 3-star. But honestly, the premise of it and the idea of it is the reason that it's a 3-star book. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, I just wanted more. So 3 stars feels right. We then ended the week with 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and I'm glad I did read this month, obviously, because it is currently June. I would say I went into this with high expectations, if I'm being honest, because I've seen a lot of people absolutely love it. Weirdly, I watched Kalila last night, and she was just sort of like sorting out her bookshelves. She picked this up and she was like, I didn't love it. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting. Because everyone else that I've seen talk about it online says that they absolutely love it. Anyway, I did love it. I was so just sort of like obsessed with the characters. I feel like we got to know the characters so well that it just sort of like helped me yearn for this love and for a better life for all of them. And I just think that's such a testament to the author for me to feel like that in, I think it's like less than 325 pages. I will say though, the writing in this is absolutely tiny, and that sort of terrified me at first when I started reading it. But I did really enjoy it. But I think that the last sort of third of the book, it wasn't necessarily rushed, but it stopped giving me that sort of like impactful, like, I don't really know how to describe it, but the impact just sort of like dimmed a little bit towards the last third of the book. So I settled on a 4.25 star. That feels fitting. It was my favourite book of the week, 100%, and it made me feel so many things. Like, I really, really loved it. But in terms of experience, I would actually say that I enjoyed Book Lovers more. But maybe that's because when I'm reading romance a lot of the time, silly goofy with a little bit of trauma is my fave, whereas this is freaking laced with trauma. It's an absolutely great book. Would recommend. Now that I've finished my week of romance, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm diving straight into a fantasy. That is the plan. I think that this was a great week. I actually didn't feel like I was getting bored of romance or anything like that. I was having a great time, but obviously every single one of these books was something that was sort of like anticipated for me to read. So that was fun. I had a really great time, and I want to know if you have read any of these books. Tell me your experiences. Tell me specifically if you enjoyed Our Infinite Fates, and maybe if it was the audiobook that sort of put me off. I would love to know. And obviously, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for spending your week with me, spending my week with me, should I say. And if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm so glad that you enjoyed, that you stayed for this whole time, and I will see you in my next one.